Okay, wonderful Wednesday it is. We just pray that you are surrounded with guardian angels and feel God's hugs and love. Know that He'll take care of you and will always answer your prayers. You just talk to Him and tell Him what you're feeling and where you need help, and give Him some thanks for everything that you have, and ask Him for other things that you need. He knows what you need. He knows your life. He knows everything about you. So open your heart and let Him in. We are going to do a little touch of a review before you do your assignment, so you get full marks on your assignment. So you can write these questions down. And the first thing I'm going to say is if you do not show your work on every question on your assignment except for 1 and 2, you will not get full marks. Okay, so I'm giving you half the marks for showing your work right here. That's half your marks. Yeah, you can tell I don't have my tablet today. Half your marks for showing your work and half your marks for this. So if you simply put A here, oh, I can do it in my head, it's A, you get 1 out of 2, you get 50%. You show your work, you get 2 out of 2. Okay, it's on this podcast. I can tell you right now, on 1 minute and 40 seconds into Wednesday's podcast, I told you to show your work. So please, you must show your work. If you have all the answers right, B, C, D, D, A, I don't know, and show no work, you get 5 out of 10. And that's just the way it has to be online here. So you need to show your work, and you need to not type it. You need to handwrite it, please. Okay, so no typing for the math. You're going to have to show it just like I did for A. Okay. So write that down. Write down the question. This is a function notation question. F of x equals negative 6x subtract 2. And here, 4 is in the bracket, so that means x equals 4. Wherever you see an x, you put 4. Wherever you see an x, you put 4. Okay, and then you punch out in your calculator, and you get A. So let you finish writing that down, and then you're going to do 2 and 3 for me, and you're going to get full marks for them. So show your work and give me the answer. So you get 2 out of 2 on these questions. You cannot say you showed work on a separate piece of paper. That's not going to happen. That's no marks for you if you say that. Okay, so when you hand it in, when you submit it to me through Google Classroom, you need to show your work and give me the answer. So I'll give you, oh, I don't know, 3.5 minutes to do 2 and 3. So why don't you just pause it until you're done, and then you can unpause it. Maybe 2 minutes each. We'll see. Okay, let's do number 2. F of negative 2 means x equals negative 2. The number in the bracket is x. So wherever you see an x, I underlined them here, you replace it with a negative 2. And you put the negative 2 in brackets. Otherwise, you won't get the right answer. And be careful with this subtraction sign right here. You have to keep it because it's part of the equation. So yes, even though it's negative 2, you still have a subtraction sign in front of the negative 2. Now, your calculator will do all of that. So let's punch that in a calculator. 4 times negative 2 all squared. Subtract negative 2 plus 5. And there it is. And then you just press equals. You get 23. 23, Sean Monahan hopefully scores 50 goals this year. Probably not, shortened season. Okay, so again, don't just circle the answer. You need to show this work, all of this work, all of it. Not just put this equals 23. I don't know how it equals 23. You have to show me how it equals 23. Similarly, number 3, you have a y-intercept. So x equals, that means x equals 0 anytime you have a y-intercept. So wherever you see x, you replace it with 0. Or you could just get rid of that whole x term. You get y equals 6. Is that A or is that B? And yes, y is the second part. It always goes x first, y second in alphabetical order. So again, you can just, like, it's great if you can do it in your head, but please don't. That's half your marks. That's half your marks. It's out of 2. Okay, online multiple choice is out of 2. All right, let's move on to number 4. Okay, here we go. For number 4, find the x and y intercept. So the x-intercept, y equals 0. There's the function, y equals 0. So I put y equal to 0. So that just cancels. And then I have negative 2x equals 30. So I divide both sides by negative 2 because I need the negatives and the 2's to cancel. And what's 30 divided by negative 2? Negative 15. Now, you notice that there is only one negative 15, but you still need to show your work for the y-intercept because it says find x, y-intercept. So for these multiple choice, you can just pretend they're not multiple choice. Okay, your answer is confirmed with A, B, C, or D, but you still need to show all the work. For the y-intercept, x equals 0, which means there is no x part. And that means y equals 30. Well, that's it. There's nothing to solve here. Y equals 30, that's the ordered pair, 0, 30, right there. Okay, so that's full marks. 1 mark for the answer, half a mark for this work, half a mark for this work. It's out of 2. Go ahead and do 5 and short answer number 1, please. I'll let you write that down. Do the work. And I will let you hit pause so you can write it down, do the work, and then when you're done, hit unpause, aka play. So please pause now. Okay, sorry about the mess. Like I said, I don't have my tablet. It's at school. So this is x-intercept. So read the questions carefully. You don't have to find the y-intercept here. It just says what's the x-intercept. So y equals 0. So you don't need the y part. You can just cross it off. X-intercept means there's no y term. So this cancels, and you're left with negative 2x equals 24. And you need to know how to solve this, because if someone makes a mistake here, they don't divide by negative 2, they just divide by 2. You have to divide by the number that's in front of x, which is negative 2, so that the negative signs cancel and the 2's cancel. So you're left with x equals negative 12. So that's the answer, and that's the show your work. SYW. You have to show me all that. Go ahead and write a PS study star here. Sometimes you're going to end up with negative x equals 17, especially in our last unit, solving systems. You need to know that this means negative 1 times x. And you solve doesn't mean find the value for negative x. It means find the value for positive x, or just x. You have to divide this by negative 1 if that ever comes up. Okay, so that's just beside point. Okay, messy number 1. X squared equal plus y squared equals 16. X-intercept, and there's no y part. So you have to solve x squared equals 16. And you need to know what to do after, or to solve x squared equals 16. Square root, most of you say, but some of you didn't put both answers. So don't forget to put positive and negative for study star, and study star Sorry, I ran out of, or no, I didn't run out of room. I can just move down. And then you have to put this as a point. Okay, x-intercepts are points. So you need to put 4, 0, and negative 4, 0. Okay, and very similarly, when you find the y-intercept, that means there's no x squared because it becomes 0 squared. So you're just solving y squared equals 16. And I'll let you do that. I'll give you 16 seconds to see if you can do that properly. And for full marks. And square root. What's the square root of 16? You darn right it is. Sorry for swearing. Positive and negative 4. So, this does not have a multiple choice. But if you don't put the negatives, you're going to get 1 out of 2, just like you did on your quest. Okay, let's take a peek at this quiz. Let's mark it. What the heck is that? I don't want loader gallery. I want... Okay, so I'm marking this quiz. Uh-oh, number 1, right answer. I know, do I mark it in purple? I used to always mark it in purple. Can't find a purple pen. That's right, but show your work. So, number 1, they got 1 out of 2. And yes, we did show our work. I just erased it. Number 2, answers right. Showed their work. Showed his work. Number 3, answer right. Showed her work. Number 4, answer right. Showed his work. X and Y intercept. And number 5, answer right. Showed his and her work. And number 6, 1 mark for positive negative, 1 mark for positive negative y. So 6 questions out of 2, but they forgot to show their work on one of them, so they got 11 out of 12. Now, if you don't show your work on any of them, well, you have to show your work. Let's say you didn't show your work on the 5 multiple choice. So that would be a 5 out of 10, even if you got every single answer right. Please show your work. Okay, so again, make sure you show your work so these assignments increase your mark. And if you don't show your work, these assignments will not increase your mark, your average that you've worked so hard for. So your assignment now is on page 46. You need to complete the practice test and hand it in to me. And you need to show your work for everything except for 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 are just statements, but everything else from numerical response 1, 4, 5, all the way to page 49, you show your work. Now there's one, everyone go to page 49. And at the bottom of the page 49, it says grade 11 work. You do not need to do that one. Okay, so don't worry about that one. That's not part of the assignment. The last one to do on page 49 is numerical response 4. You do everything in between, not just these ones I wrote down. Everything on page 46, 47, 48, and 49 up to numerical response 4. You do not have to do the last question on page 49 that says grade 11 stuff. Okay. Please show your work. You have the rest of the class. It is due today. And you have an hour to do it. Ish. Good luck. If you're not done, finish it off a little later on. But try to get it done today and submit it so you don't have to worry about it. Otherwise, you do need to get it in before 10 o'clock at night. Thank you. God bless. Have an awesome day. Oh, and also, you cannot ask me any questions. I can't. This is an assignment and evaluation. You can't ask me how to do 7. I can't help you with that. This is an open book, though. You can use all the questions that we've done. We've done many. So if you don't know what to do XY intercepts, go to your XY intercept pages and take a peek at them and then figure them out and get full marks by showing your work and circling the answer. All right. Good luck, my friends.